Hi, my name is Kathy Fosno. Welcome to Kat's Creative Corner. Today we're going to be making a Mother's Day card. Yep, it is that time again, time to find something really special for our moms or a special woman in our lives that served as a mother or who we observed being a good mother. It's just a fun time to make cards to show women we appreciate each other. The idea for this card came from Megami Holland. Probably said that wrong, but I found it online a while back and I made some changes to it, and I hope you enjoy the card. Let's get started. We're going to need a piece of Blushing Bride 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2 inches. We're going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock 4 inches by 5 1/4, and we're going to need a piece of Perfect Plum cardstock 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. We're also going to need a piece of vellum and a piece of Blushing Bride, just a small scrap piece of paper, large enough though for your butterfly. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our Perfect Plum cardstock to our Blushing Bride card base. We're going to just use our Stampin' Up! Adhesive, snail adhesive, which is my go-to adhesive of choice. And we're just going to put that right down. And this one doesn't have as big a margin on each side as most of my cards do. I wanted to leave it a little bit less on the edges. Okay. Then we're going to take the Whisper White piece. We're going to use our Curvy Trio punch, and we're going to just slip it in. We're going to use the, this, I don't know what it's called, but it's the end we're going to use to make our ends look pretty, the punch. Okay, so we're going to slip it in, and if you'll see, the punch has guards that you can slip your paper into. So you want both corners to be on those guards. And then you just punch, and there you have it. Oops, forgot to take my sticky note off. There you have your end. Isn't that pretty? So we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Okay, so that's ready. Okay, we'll set that aside. Now we're going to bring out our Big Shot. And we're going to cut out our 2 butterflies. The butterflies we're using is the smaller butterfly from the Butterfly Thinlet set and the middle-sized butterfly from the Bold Butterfly Framelit set. Okay. Now we're going to do these different because we're going to use a precision plate with the framelit, and we're going to use the regular plate for the Thinlet. Make sure I got this right. This is the Thinlet, this is the framelit. Okay, you can tell the difference because the Thinlets have more of a design inside the die, and the framelets have just an outside, just an outline of the object. So first we're going to cut out with our framelit, we're going to cut out the butterfly using the precision plate. And the precision plate is just something to give a little bit more width so that your image comes out without as much fuss. So we're going to just take our Big Shot, okay, we're going to take our Big Shot, we're going to put the precision plate on tab 2 of the multi-purpose platform. So we're going to put the precision plate, then we're going to put our cardstock down, and then we're going to put our image down, which in this case is our butterfly, and then we're going to use one plate over that. and we're going to run it through. And just for good measure, I always run it back. And all those pieces are going to come out a lot easier. Now, I forgot one thing I'm going to get. Hold on. I'm getting my stamping brush and pad. I just keep it in this case to keep it clean and easy to get to. So I'm going to take my Thinlit and I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to rub it over. Can you? I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. I'm going to run it over it to get all those pieces out as much as I can. Because if not, then you have to sit there with like the, you have to sit there with the pokey thing, the pokey tool, the piercing tool. That's the one I wanted. And that takes a lot longer to get all these little pieces out. But look at that. That easy. All those pieces are out. Okay. We'll set that aside. I'll clean that up later. Bring my Big Shot back over. And this time, I'm just going to use the basic plate. And when you look at your your multi-purpose plate, you can see images on your plate and it shows you which image you want. Now, I'm just using a framelit. So I want to look and see which one has a framelit. Okay. Actually, it's 2 as well. So in this case, though, we're going to put our plate down. Then we're going to take our vellum. And we're going to put our little butterfly down. And then we need our plate, the other plate. And we run it through. And voila, we have our butterfly. Now, just the last touch of with the Big Shot, we're going to do one more thing. We are going to use my favorite. You guys know this is my favorite embossing folder. We're going to just put our butterfly inside, and we're going to find the one that works for the multi-purpose platform, since that's one we have out, and it would be label 1. And we're going to put the plate down, put your embossing folder with the butterfly in it, and then we're going to just run it through. And now we can set our Big Shot aside, because we are done. But look at this, you guys got to see this. This is so cool. Look at the butterfly. It's all embossed. I love that embossing folder. Okay. We're going to actually be making this card in my stamp club this week, this Saturday. I love my stamp club. It is so much fun. All right, next I'm going to take some basic pearls, and I'm going to color them, 2 of them, with a pink Sharpie. Stampin' Up! Doesn't have alcohol markers, so you can't do this with Stampin' Up! Markers. I wish we did have them, but in the meantime, I'm using Sharpie markers. See how the little pearls take on the color? And we're going to put those right in the middle of our, embossed butterfly. So I'm using my pokey tool. See, I had to bring it out anyway. And put 1, 2 right in the middle of that butterfly. And then I'm going to use glue dots to put it to the center of my pink, my Blushing Bride. Gotta find, there's one. I like to put 2 on when it's vellum, make it a little bit more sticky. But one thing you have to know about vellum, is it off camera? I have a feeling that was off camera. Well, anyway, one thing about vellum, if you put some adhesive underneath it, it'll show. So you want to put it behind something, like I put it behind the pearls. So now we're going to glue it to the front of the, still got a couple little things to the front of the pink butterfly. Okay, I'm going to take with my pokey stick, I'm just going to punch out these last 3 pieces that don't belong in the butterfly. And see, can you imagine how many that is? It takes a long time using just the precision. Using just the pokey tool, piercing tool. Okay, now we're going to take our Whisper White piece and we're going to take the flower from the basic Butterfly Basic stamp set. We're going to be using a few images from the Butterfly Basic stamp set. This is one of my favorite stamp sets. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, because as you'll see with the image, I've got a pink flower and a green stem, and yet it's all one image. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our markers, our Stampin' Write markers, and this is Wild Wasabi. Unfortunately, you can't buy Wild Wasabi, the marker alone. You have to buy the set. You can buy the Blushing Bride marker. So we're just going up and we're getting all those images that are leaves. Okay, and then we're going to take Blushing Bride and we're going to color the flowers. Now, the green could have dried up just a little bit, so you just need to huff. And then we're going to put that right basically to the middle. Okay, and there's your image. Isn't that pretty? I love this card. Okay, put that aside. And then we're going to take our fern from the same stamp set, Pear Pizzazz Classic Ink. Now, a lot of times the clear stamps will fall off of your block, so I just use some adhesive, some Snell adhesive, and put on the back of it. It makes for messier blocks, but they're easy enough to clean. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp that right over the image. It'll be just a little different. Okay, and then we'll close the Pear Pizzazz. Next, we're going to stamp with the Perfect Plum, and we're going to stamp Happy Mother's Day. Now, the Happy Mother's Day is from the Circle of Spring stamp set. Okay, and I'm going to stamp Happy Mother's Day right down on the corner here. Oh, it didn't come out real good. Okay, bear with me while I try to line this up exactly, which isn't easy, but with the photopolymer it's a little easier. Well, it's a little blurry. You know what? Let's turn it over and do it again. That's the good thing about having one color on both sides. You can flip it over. So let's bring our flower back in and color the flowers. And our Wild Wasabi to color the leaves. And then a little huff. And then we press. There you go. Okay, then we're going to take the Wild Wasabi again. I mean the Pear Pizzazz, and put the fern over it. This is kind of a little bit of an abstract look, so it doesn't have to be exact where you place it. We're going to take the Sahara sand, and this little image here, this little New York, New York image, it's just a little stamp, and it just adds interest to your card. So we're going to put that right here to the side, just for interest. All right. And then we're going to take our Perfect Plum, and we're going to stamp our Happy Mother's Day again. And let's hope it comes out this time. I just stamp it on either side. Wow, I'm not doing very well today. Let me try one more time. You know what? I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to use my pen, my Perfect Plum marker. I think that's Wisteria. And I'll do that so that I don't bug you guys. I'm going to do that later, but I'm going to take my marker and just draw in a little bit. Then we're going to take the stripe again from the Basic Butterfly Basics. And we're just going to stamp that up. And we're just going to put this across. And everyone is different because it is a little abstract. Everyone is going to be different. So we're going to take our Snell adhesive and attach it to the front. And again, we just have a little margin. And then we're going to take some more glue dots. Love glue dots. I think I've told you that before. And again, we're going to put a couple to give it lots of strength. And we're just going to put the butterfly. I think I'll put it right like that. So except for the Mother's Day, this is a finished card. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you would give me a thumbs up if you did. And I'd love it if you'd subscribe. And I'd love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can go to my website at katscreativecorner.com, and all the K sounds start with a K. So Kats Creative Corner, KATSKREATIVEKORNER. Thank you for coming by.